Hope you are doing well. Today I want to talk about main built-in data structures in Python. And the first data structure I want to actually highlight that is list. Here you can see a small cheat sheet about built-in data structures that we will talk about: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. But today is all about lists. We will talk about the order, mutability, and duplicatability, but let's start and a little bit information about built-in data structure. List is one of the most popular data structure, built-in data structure in Python, and you can see that is based on the order, mutable, and allow duplicates. And a list usually is really practical in Python programming language. And the way we can actually define a list is using the square bracket. So everything inside of the square brackets is a member of this list. We will talk about tuple, set, and dictionary, but totally tuple come with parentheses and it's not mutable. The set is come with curly braces, and everything inside of the curly braces is a member of the set. And dictionary is coming with key and values. So the key value pairs actually is the way we can actually define a dictionary. But let's start with list, and we can understand how we can actually define a simple list and access to list members. Okay, let's define our first simple list. I want to name it my list and something like, let's define a complete simple list that can be practical in other cells as well, like 1 to 10, maybe a empty list, a name like Deutschland, or maybe another list inside of that like 10, the S character, and a boolean like true, another boolean like false, number like 7 3 4 5. So I think that that's enough. Okay, so this is our list, and you know that the list index is started from 0, so the 0 index here is 1. Okay, let's just run and execute the cell, and here we have our simple list. But how we can actually access the list members? This is really easy. We can use the square bracket. For example, if I want to access to the first member of the list, I can say access to first member of my list. I can use the name of the list, that is my list, and then I know that it is 0 index, so it can actually give me the first member, and here I can see the member is 1. What about the last member? I can use the -1, and you can see here the 7 point and digits. So this is the way we can actually access the different members. Or for example, if I want to access this S inside of this my list, I know that 0 1 2 3 4 5. So first of all, my list 5, it can give me the list inside of this list. And if I want to actually access the S, I know that again 0 1. So this is something like this, and I can actually see the S character come from two square brackets. First, 5, index 5 is the new list inside of the list, and then the index 1 is my S character. And the same strategy for other members of the list. But let's go and do the list slicing. You're familiar with the slicing from the previous session about the string slicing. This is the same actually logic, and we can use it here. So I can say my list if I want to access, for example, the first 1 2 3 members. I can say just start from the 0 index. When I didn't put anything here, it means that I start from 0 index. For example, if I just now print this one, it's actually give me the whole of the list. So just check it. You can see this is the whole of my list. But I want to go until 0, 1, 2, 3. So index 3. So you can see I have 3 first members. So this is the way. And if you remember, there was a way we can actually reverse this list with the slicing, and it was start, step, and -1. So start, stop, -1, step. So if you remember, it was always start, stop, step. So it can actually reverse my list here. So this is the slicing. This is important, and we need to know about the slicing. Maybe one more. My list, and I wanna go. For example, I wanna have Deutschland, just Deutschland, and this new list. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Start from index 4, and so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 6 and y by 1. And you can see just I have Deutschland and this new list inside of that. So this is the way we can actually have access to different members and slice our list in different ways. List is mutable. What does it mean? Just uh, consider we want to actually change the first index with a new value. So mutability means that we can actually put new values inside of our list and we can change it. And if you remember, it was not possible with the string. So a string is not mutable, but list is mutable. Let's try that. My list. And I want to change the first index, that is 0 index, actually the first member, that is 0 index. I want to change it with a new value like Hungary. Okay, so let's print my list now, my list, and you can see here my list is changed. So now my index 0 is Hungary. So this is something important in the list, and this makes list very flexible to work with that. Lists are mutable. Just keep in mind, a list is mutable, but a string is not mutable. And if you check this cheat sheet here, this table, list is based on the order, and list is mutable and duplicatable. Let's continue. We have a lot of important list methods that is important to know about them. So it starts from append, clear, copy, count, extend. Let's actually try and cover some of the most important. First one I like to cover is append. So what is append? First of all, just consider we want to work with our previous list. Okay, so just print here my list. So I can use the string and say my original list is my list. So this is the last version of my list. You can see that I start with the Hungary and 2, 10. So this is the original version of the list. I want to work with that. Okay, let's use append. How we can work with the append? Append means that we can actually add something to end of the present list. So everything with append will add to end of the present list. So I can say my list append. If you check inside of that, you can see here, it can say append object to the end of the list. So for example, I like to add a number like 1000. Okay, and we will see what happened here. Just we can again check the list, and here you can see the original list was Hungary 210 and actually end with the 7-point digit numbers, but now my new list last member is 1000. So this is exactly something the app can do, add something to end of the list. The next thing can be interesting, like count. Okay, it's not bad to start with count. And This is the lowercase. Okay. Count, you're familiar with the count again. It can actually count some values. For example, inside of the list, I have just one value with the name of the Hungary. Yeah. So let's count that. I can say instead of my list, count any value. Return number of occurrence of the value. So here I can say this one, and we can see what happened. So we have one. So maybe it's better to write it a little bit more stylish. I can say print f a string in my list. How many Gary value, and here I can say answer, and the answer is exactly this one. It's a bit more stylish, so you can see in my list how many Hungary value, and you can see the answer is 1. And even I can change it. For example, if I wanna check the 1000, how many 1000 do I have? So you can see here the answer is 4 because my list is updated during the append. I didn't actually remove the append, so now we have 4 1000 here. So let's comment this one, and let's comment this one as well, and just again execute. You can see this is my last version of the list. I have 1 2 3 4 1000, and let's work with another list methods. We try to cover the most important. For example, maybe extend can be interesting. With extend, you can actually extend your list. For example, I want to say my list, and I want to extend with a new, adding with a new list. For example, I want to add a new list like, I don't know, 20, 30 to the current list, and just execute that. And if I just comment that and again execute, you can see 20 and 30 are added to my current list. So it can extend something to the current list. Let's cover another one. And you can actually check it, and you can actually work with different one. Maybe pop can be important as well. What does it mean? With the pop, you can actually store a value inside of the list in a separate variable. This is interesting. Just make a variable like store value, and this store value, it's a new variable, and I want to actually define the value with the help of the pop. I can say my list and pop something. However, you can actually define other index here, but by default, it actually pick up the -1 index. So -1 here is 30. So let's do that, and we can see here, just print store values. You can say my store value is my store value, and let's check the final version of the list as well. Print the final version of my list is my list. What is your expectation? Just pay attention to that. My original list is this one. So I want to pick up the last value that is 30 from this list. So my expectation is the store value will be 30, and my new update of the list is exactly this list, but without the last value that is 30. So the last value after update must be 20. Let's actually execute this, and you can see exactly that's something I expected. My original list come with the 30 at the end. My store value is 30, and the final version of my list after update as not 30 as the last value, and 20 is the last value. So this is something a pop can do, and this is important and can be actually useful in different situations. Okay, let's check another one. Maybe sort is important as well. What is sort? It actually can help us to sort the list based on the different order. So it's easy. I can say my list and sort, and then actually just check my list. And you can see here, the okay, this is my list and not supported between instance of int and okay. So let's check it again. So we had this my list. Okay, this is my list, and I can see this list, and I can say sort. So sort the list is ascending order and return the number. Okay, so the key reverse bool known reverse is bool, it's okay. If the key function is given, apply. However, we have another way, but we can use it, it's okay. So my list sort, so we can use it. Maybe I can use a print even here. Let's check something happened or not. So what is the error? Just let's check it. Not supported between instance of int or okay, it's okay. We can actually just search about that. What is the problem about the sorting area here? And Stack Overflow or even the large language models can help us. So we can see what is the problem here. Or even actually we can say I just use this one. However, there is another way. Just let's back to this one later, but we have another way, and we can actually say sorted my list. And this is another way we can use this built-in function to sort something. I think that the problem is we have different things inside of the list, and it's not, cannot be actually sort the some unusual value. Maybe change it a little bit. Maybe here I can define a list, new list, like numbers list 3901 1000 again minus 0 minus 3, so so it must work. So in this case I can say my new list sort, and let's check the new list again. It must work. So you can see it's work now, and we have this new list order based on the ascending. But there's another way that I can say using the sorted. So let's change it again, and I can say here sorted my new list, and this is a built-in function for sorting and very practical, and you can see this is the same like the sort method. So these are the most important methods that we can use. So just again for the error we had because of the different values inside of the a list, and some of them was a string and some of them were numbers or integer, it was not possible to use the sorts. But here we have a number list and it's easy to actually sort them. And even we can have character, I guess, that for example if I just define here my char list, and I can say here I have I don't know, R, Z and B. Let's try to sort that. I can say my char list sort, or maybe use sorted again. Sorted function is more easier to use that, and char list. And you can see here even we can do it with the characters, and it started with the B and end with the Z. Okay, that's all about the list methods. And we have some common list pattern that is important to know about them. The first one can be reverse, and we can use the reverse. However, this is a method. Here you can see this is a method we can use that. And again, for example, if we have a list here like number list, like exactly our new list, you can see here, we can use it like new list. Just first of all, see the new list. So this is our new list, and let's use the reverse. I can say new list, just reverse that, and you will see what happened here. Check the new list again, and you can see that is actually reverse that. Okay, so however, we had another way for the reverse. If you remember, we can say new list, and then we can say start, stop. I prefer this way. This is more actually straightforward compared to other methods. Okay, so this is one way that we can use. And the next things actually I like to cover is the range. What about the range? We use a lot the list of range something. What is the range? For example, we can say range 10, and you can see it's actually give us a range from 0 to 10. But there are times that is important to produce a list, and it can be really helpful to use the range. For example, I can say my little list to produce a list, and then I can say list range 10, and we can see what happened here. My little list, and you can see this is a list of numbers start from 0 to 9. So even we can say, for example, a range from 1 to 10, and what is your expectation here? To start again from 1 and didn't consider the last number. So if you want 1 to 10, you can say here 1 to 11. So this is a way we can actually produce a list from the range. This is really practical in different cases. And join. Join is important as well. Join can help us to actually convert actually a list to a string. With the join, it is really easy. Just consider we have a list like a char list again, and this is something like S A R and again A, Sarah. Okay, we have this one, and I can say here I want to use the char list, and I want the str format. So str format is a variable here for us, and I can say easily just join a list. So inside of a join we need to introduce iterable, and list is iterable. So I can say here char list, and we will see what happens if I just say the str format, and you can see the name of the Sarah is printed here. Even I can change here, for example, put a star between, and you can see here it's S star A star. Even I can, for example, I don't know, put a lot of star here, and the name is changed. But usually we want to actually just convert a list to a string. We can use the join. The last thing I want to cover in this tutorial is the list unpacking. Consider we have a long list and we want to actually unpack in different variables. For example, I have a x, y, others, and z. And I have a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is a kind of unpacking. So if I just use the f string here, you can see what is the x. So I can say x is equal x, y is equal y, others is equal others, and finally z is equal z. So let's check that. So you can see here, x is 1, okay, y is 2, and others means that 3 from the 7 are the others and z is 8. So this is the way you can actually unpack your list. So it was all about the list. It's really useful and practical. It's a really important data structure. And again, just for recap, we define a very simple list, and access to first member of the list is really easy with the square bracket. Even we have list inside of the list, we can actually use the square brackets inside of the square brackets. So just keep in mind, for example, if here we had another list and we had 1 and 2 and we want to actually access to 1, it's just enough to say 0 here, and sorry, we need just to say here this one, and we have s here, but we need this one. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the 3, and after that we have this list, and I want 1, so I can say 0 here, and I have access to the 1. So you can see this is a list inside of the another list, and this list is another inside of the another list. So we use 3 square brackets to access to the 1. So list slicing is easy. We had that in the string part as well. This is mutable, but the string is not mutable. It means that we can change the value inside of the list. List methods are important. We cover append, count, extend, pop, sort, and we actually are familiar now with the sorted built-in function. It's exactly the same of sort method. We have some common list pattern like range, join, and reverse, and we usually use the range to produce some random list, and we can use the join when we want to actually convert a list to a string. And reverse is exactly like the start step -1, and we can use the reverse as well. List unpacking is useful in different scenarios when we want to actually define different variables for a big list. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial.